Welcome everybody coming here to Atria's PNC Park to watch Pittsburgh Sportsline on Monday Night Live. This show will be rebroadcast on Verizon 32 everywhere, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock to 8. That's Verizon 32 from Cranberry to Nemacolin. We're also in Bethel Park, our home base for BPTV, Comcast 7. So check it out then. We have a steady block of time, Tuesday through Saturday night. You can watch repeats of our show. We also do a live show that's over 4.5 years old with updates every week, and it's on Tuesday nights. It's actually live, so check that out. This show we film like it's live. There will be no swearing that'll make it, or you'll be kicked off the show. We sort of have a couple rules here, and it's Smokin' Jim's show. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. And this is Pittsburgh Sportsline. We want to thank everybody for all the likes. We hit a brand new high, Jim Auger. It's the largest number we've ever had. 5,247 likes in 3 years. So I want to thank everybody again for the likes early and the likes just now with the new friends. Really appreciate it. Now, I got a smartphone about 7 months ago. So I'm going to check it out because some of you have not liked Pittsburgh Sportsline. And I know you got smartphones. You don't have to friend me, but that's okay. But anybody that hasn't liked our show, if you like Pittsburgh Sportsline, I will like your page within reason. I'm not going to go into all the details with Smokin' Jim about all these people. He liked their pages. He gets some X-rated stuff that he can't get off of his page. I don't know what it is, but I told him delete it. Now he knows how. So he's more advanced on social media. We talk sports. Now we have an opening segment that's sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Service Station in Finleyville. Anything that you have that runs on gas, he can fix. Lawnmowers, snowmobiles, if you have them in gas, I don't know. Cars, of course. He'll fix a car. He's reasonable. He's only 7 miles from my house. So if you call me up that you're going to Skeets, I'll escort you to Skeets. He has a buffet every Monday morning that features all kind of eclectic things. And he has Bethel Bakery donuts. So it's actually a nice treat there, and it's one of the few service stations that you can have a buffet while your car's getting worked on. Now we start this segment. It's called What's on Your Mind? And we're going to start that right now.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green, you got the C, Levine.
Don't break it. Come on.
Hey, if you haven't done so already, do yourself a favor. Grab a menu, because the only burger I like better than a Roethlisberger is the talking machine Big Mouth Burger. You know, we live in this, Pittsburgh is a city of champions, and you heard it here first. The Penguins are going to win the Stanley Cup, the Pirates is going to win the World Series, and the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl. We are the city of champions. Antonio Brown is going to win Dancing with the Stars. You know, we got Kurt Angle, Carlton Hasselrig, and Bruno Sammartino, three of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Billy Conn and Michael Moore, two of the greatest light heavyweights of all time. But the real men in sports are the guys that battle in the ring. There's no excuses in the ring. Win, lose, or draw, boxers are the greatest of them all.
Are you truly done?
Yeah.
We don't usually do that because I'm deaf in that ear, but I'm getting better. But my right ear, Smokin' Jim, heard this last week. Live. Then I heard it repeated. Now I heard it again. Well, I have something fresh. Penguins are playing the Rangers. This is what's on my mind. I have a couple things, actually. They're playing the Rangers for the third time in 3 years. This is the charm. They have the speed. They don't have a power outage like I declared 3 years ago. If you watch the playoffs and you like the Penguins like I do, it was so frustrating. Fleury was playing out of his mind, and they lose games 2-0, 3-1. Now, Fleury's recovered from what I heard. course, Matt Murray probably got a concussion with the hit he took if you watch the game. They ripped off his mask. Somehow there was no penalty. But the referee swallowed the whistle there. It was the last game. Now, the Penguins, as I've said before, Smokin' Jim co-signs it now because he's not a hockey fan. He really doesn't watch it, but he's learned something on Pittsburgh Sportsline, just like a lot of our fans. And some of his guests that he brings on, they still think it's Smokin' Jim's show, so I'll defer to him. It is his show, but he happens to be on Pittsburgh Sportsline with Al Levine, the talking machine. So I appreciate him. He does a lot of great things. He's been at boxing forever. He brought me on board. I've met a lot of great people in boxing. We're going to have some on tonight. We have a bunch of eclectic guests like we always bring. And then I have a special guest who he's a professional artist, painter, and he does caricatures. We just started a show with him, The Creative Process by Vince Ornato. I'm producing this show, and he's letting me be on there to interview him, so I'm honored that way. So he said, would you mind if my good friend Becky Auer from No BS Marketing, who's been promising me she would make it to my show for, I'm getting senile at my age, so I forget how long. She made it today, and we have her here too. She may get to make a cameo on Pittsburgh Sportsline because she likes sports too. So we may have that. But Vince does caricatures. He's, like I said, he's done over 90,000 caricatures. He's going to do that tonight. He actually first appeared on ESPN years ago and did about 20. He was on my show, I think it's almost 2 years ago now, and he did them in the audience at Sip Sports Bar. So if you don't watch yourself, he will do caricatures of you. If you want him to do one, he will make it so special it'll be done in 3 minutes. That's how he operates. He's truly a professional, one of the best caricature artists that I've ever met. Not just because he's a friend of mine. What? One of your man Sam's a good one too. So I can't believe you're disrespectful and I didn't bring you up yet. All right, keep doing caricatures. Don't do another one of me. You did one a month ago and I appreciate it. And we're going to start the show right now with our first guest. And that is going to be a guy who has a company right on Federal Street. He told me he has an appointment, and him and a couple guys do that, so I actually believe him. One of his other friends is Victor Olive, and somehow he left my show because he had an appointment and a meeting at 9 o'clock at night. Now, the only guy I know that does that also is Smokin' Jim, and I don't ask any questions. But, Rick, will you come on up and sit in the hot seat, my friend? Thanks for making it to the show. I'm glad you could walk down the street to us. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks for having me. It wasn't a far walk, so it's great to be here. Thank you.
Okay. Now, it's going to be fun passing the mic back and forth, but we have to do it.
You just want to hold it? That's better.
Yeah, I could hold it and
just do
like
it.
this.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I try not to be intimidating on the show, all right? Like I'm going to hit you in the teeth and you need dentures now. You're too young a man for that.
Hey, I got a guy back there. If you do that, he might do something.
I know who he is.
Do you?
Yeah, I know these guys. I've actually been asking for the one guy named Dan to be on our show because Smokin' Jim knows these guys. Yeah. And Dave Cable, who's our director of BPTV, he goes, Al, I've watched a couple shows with Steel City Sports World. They're on once a month. He goes, when are you going to get some of those guests on your show?
Here they are.
Exactly. And I want you to tell a little bit about your business because you're helping sports people with such an interesting concept. I learned oxygenate. So you tell us more. I'll hold the mic and I'll butt in and ask questions, I'm sure.
Sure. You're right. We are working with a lot of sports, from high school athletes to college athletes, professionals, Steelers, baseball players, hockey players, and the community of fighters.
Well, I know they need this. They need oxygen.
Well, they need performance and recovery because of the intense training and the beatings that they take sometimes in the ring.
Well, exactly. I know you need to recover, and you can do it so much through different healthy things. But what you come up with, I just want you to explain how powerful it is, okay? Because you explained that off the record last time. We didn't have enough time. So we have some time now.
Okay. I'm not sure if your audience or you are familiar with hyperbaric chambers.
I am.
Okay. It's a similar concept of a hyperbaric chamber, just a different way to administer oxygen into the body.
And how does that happen?
Okay, you immerse your body in this oxygenated water that's hypersaturated with molecular oxygen. I'm going to compare it to, say, 5 times the level of you would see in a chamber, for instance. The main ingredient why these athletes go into these chambers is to expose their body to more oxygen to accelerate healing. I mean, we can go back from Michael Jackson, Madonna, Steve Yzerman from the Detroit Red Wings, Hines Ward, Terrell Owens.
James Harrison?
James Harrison. He's been at our facility as well.
That's what I wanted to ask. You just beat me to the question. You've been on twice now. I understand why you come back. It's a good concept. I'm a bit of a health nut, as I've told you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. I'm going to get submerged underwater soon in your place. Sure. Tell them the name of the company.
The company is O2 Inc.
Where are you located?
It's right on Federal Street.
Address?
208. And the concept, again, is there's this oxygenated solution. You immerse your body into this water. And within minutes, these millions and millions of micro bubbles of molecular oxygen, they pop off your body. Okay. And what happens is that opens the capillaries, which gives the avenue for the oxygen to enter into the bloodstream.
You preempted my question. How do I absorb that? Because I got thick skin. I put up with a lot of stuff, being a host of this show. Yeah. And even before the show, you saw how I handled it.
Well, if Smoke and Jim was here, we'd be really making you have thick skin. I mean...
Why do you think I had him watch the camera? What do you think? I'm not that bright. I'll take that as you agree.
Yeah, I agree. Again, the oxygen will enter through the capillaries right into the bloodstream, right. And we can actually gauge that for a couple of ways. Number one, you could put a pulse ox on your finger, and we could tell you the percentage of oxygen in your blood.
Like at the hospital, when people are in there under duress and problems, yep. They try to check their oxygen levels. So you could do that.
That's correct. And what will happen is you'll go into the oxygenated whirlpool at O2 Inc. And when you get out, your O2 levels will increase.
And how will you feel?
Well, the feedback and a lot of the results that we've been getting is energy, focus, 100% for sure decreases inflammation. We had a traveling high school basketball player that has severely rolled ankle. Sure. This was just Saturday.
Really?
Yes, and his father brought him in, came in, we measured the inflammation, merged him into the oxygenated solution.
Hold it, how long?
40 minutes.
40 minutes, and I'll tell it how it decreased.
About 25-30% in 40
With one treatment?
With one treatment, yep. He's coming back tomorrow because
when does he play again?
It's a week since basketball's over for high school. These are all traveling teams now, so they're all weekends.
I understand. That's why I asked.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I tell you what, the results have been wonderful. And again, we have about a fifth of the Steeler roster coming in on a regular basis. And again, accumulative sessions will equal maximum benefit, but you will feel something after one session. You do. Well,
that's amazing, because that's why I want to try it. Because I feel pretty good every day. You know that green tea weather report that I put out there.
Every day, I see it.
I'm energized already. And then I put that on top. So I'm thinking, if I get oxygenated water, can I inhale it?
Well,
can I drink it?
You burp and you'll burp and your stomach will go. But
I had to ask.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting that.
No, it's a pretty common question.
Thank you.
But what you will see is there's mist that comes off the water, and that's not heat. That's pure oxygen escaping the solution. So you do breathe it. So you do breathe it while you're laying in the water.
I'll be doing my yoga breathing, because we've had yoga experts on here. And you asked me about joining yoga. Well,
diaphragmatic breathing. Look. Yeah.
It expanded. Hey, watch yourself. It's a family show.
Yes. It's funny, because when you are in the water and you do take a deep breath, you actually rise out of the water. And when you exhale, you'll go back down. It's pretty interesting.
That is. I have to come out there.
Yeah, you have to give it a try.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Love to have you.
And I got to ask you a question. How long ago did you start this?
Well, I've been involved with the technology for about 9 years. It's developed by a guy here in Pittsburgh.
Really? Can you mention his name or not?
Yes, Dr. Charles Edward Eckert. And he developed this technology, and I had a facility at Oakmont for 13 years, and he was one of my clients, and he said to me, you know, I invented this system that oxygenates water, and we want to start putting humans in it and see what it does. And
Were you the first guinea pig?
I was the first person to put somebody in an oxygenated whirlpool. Yeah.
Well, I understand you're a smart man.
Well, the more you're in the oxygen, the smarter you are, because it's really good for the brain as well.
I'm going in.
You're going in, huh? Yeah. Yep.
No pause there.
But the gentleman he's multiple PhD guy. He's very intelligent. This technology is cutting edge. Physical therapists, chiropractors, wellness centers. This would benefit.
Now, how long has your place been open here?
We've been on the North Shore for 8 months.
Well, you know what? This is a new business. We got to pump this business up. How do you get a hold of you? Because you're talking not just athletes, but maybe a child, you know, that's suffering different issues and things. Maybe that'll help. You know, you can't hurt.
No.
Is this expensive to do?
No, it's not. You
don't have to mention prices, but I want them to contact you.
Sure, they can contact me. We could talk about price. We do packages, memberships. To introduce the technology to somebody, I always say do buy one, get one. So you can actually...
A BOGO.
A BOGO. A BOGO.
Well, you see, I promote a lot of stuff. So if you have a BOGO, we'll talk about seeing Rick for the BOGO of O2 Inc.
Yep. You can contact me 412-721-4551 or on Facebook at O2 Inc.
Repeat that phone number again, because you know I have hearing problems because of smoking gin. Yeah, only in the left.
Yeah.
Go ahead, slowly.
412-721-4551.
Rick, I thank you. Do you have any last words that you want to tell them to inspire them to come out here? I'm giving you the chance. I told you I'd give you time. All right, brother?
Yeah. If anybody would like to just try it out, experiment with it, and to see how it would make them feel, please feel free to call me. I'll work something out.
I got to interrupt you. Mention Pittsburgh Sportsline. He'll work it out.
That's right. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bree, thanks for being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
And you're a first-time guest here. You didn't even know that this wasn't Smokin' Jim Frazier's show. This is not embarrassing, right? That's what you thought.
Yeah, I did.
And I have new fans now, so thanks, Smokin' Jim. Now, Smokin' Jim didn't tell me much about you. And I heard you're involved in bodybuilding.
Yes, actually, I do bikini competitions, and
I understand now.
yeah, we usually prep like 4 to 5 months before and for a show, and then when we're on stage, we have to we get compared to all the other girls, and then we get.
I'm familiar with the process.
Yeah.
When did you start?
I started going to the gym about 2 years ago, and then about a year ago, I did my first show.
What got you interested in this?
Actually, a girl, one of my best friends, she came up to me at the gym one day and said she does bikini competitions. She's like, you'd be a great fit. And ever since then, we became friends, and she taught me, and I met her coach, and now she's my coach.
Where do you compete at?
I've only done 2 shows.
That's okay. That's why I'm asking the questions. They're honest answers.
My first one was actually right in Dormont, and then
Where at?
Dormont Theater.
I know it.
And then my second one was 3 months after that, and I went to Las Vegas with my coach to do compete in Fitness America.
Oh, that's great. Did you play sports before or anything?
I played lacrosse for a year.
Well, that's a tough sport.
Yeah, I was new to a school, so I tried it out. So.
Where did you go to school then?
I went to Chartiers Valley High School.
I know it. I grew up in Greentree. That was one of our rivals.
Now I go to community college. And basically, I just go to the gym every single day of my life.
So you're obsessed with being in good shape and competition. Now, you're an amateur doing this now, right? Do you have aspirations to be a professional?
I would like to get there, but that's going to take a lot of hard work, and I'm really busy with school, but right now it's like a hobby for me.
Well, then what are you studying?
I'm a medical sonographer.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I'm just going to step into the program actually, and in fall I'll be starting for top 2 more years of schooling.
Well, that's good. Good luck on that. Good luck with your bodybuilding, bikini swimsuits, and your competitions. Thanks again for coming on our show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for making your debut. Please tell me your name.
I am Taylor Bramhall.
Okay, thank you, because Spoken Jim said to me, Bree and Taylor, so I didn't know last names.
That's okay.
Now, tell your story, because obviously you're in competition, he said, and it's similar to Bree?
Yeah, it's basically the same exact thing. My show is actually in 3 weeks.
3 weeks, where at?
It's in Upper St. Clair at their middle school.
I know where that's at. I live about 5 minutes away.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a small world. Bethel Park's close on the border there. So.
Yeah, it is. It's all in like the same area right there.
Now, where are you from?
I'm from Elizabeth Township.
We know that. We have a championship boxer from Elizabeth. Rod Salko's running for office, too, the House of Representatives.
Yeah, I actually know his younger cousin. Her name's Taylor, too. We graduated together, actually.
Really? Yeah. What a small world. That's 2 degrees of separation in Pittsburgh. Watch who you talk about. They're either related to you or they know you.
It's true.
Did you play sports?
I did. I played softball for about like 5 or 6
Fast pitch?
I did slow pitch and then I did fast pitch for 1 or 2 years, but it was really competitive. And after I graduated high school, I just did slow pitch because
it's more fun.
Yeah, it's more fun.
Those 1-0, 2-0, 3-1 games bore you.
Yeah, pretty much.
I understand. No doubt. So what got you interested in competing with swimsuits?
Well, I mean, I've seen it on Instagram for a couple years now, and I started lifting like consistently about like 2 or 3 years ago. And I always wanted to do it, but I never like committed to. And then me and Bree have the same coach, actually. I met her.
I sort of figured that out. I was waiting for you to drop the dime on her.
We did. And I actually met her at my gym. And she's like, have you ever considered competing? And I was like, yeah, I actually have. And she goes, well, you should really think about it. And I was like, okay. And then a year later, now, I finally decided to just commit to one.
This is your first show?
It is.
Well, good luck to you. You know, on Pittsburgh Sportsline, we have what's called good karma. And we've had people that were losers on the show in boxing and MMA and some even teams. They ended up winning championships and winning their first fights and MMA fights and boxing. So I give you the Pittsburgh Sportsline good karma.
I'll take it.
You got it, because we're about positive things and good people like yourself. You're competing. You're trying to better yourself. You're also trying to stay healthy, right?
Absolutely. I'm all about the fitness and health.
Well, that's super. I'm glad you could take the time out of your busy schedule trying to work out and be on Pittsburgh Sportsline. Any closing remarks you want to make?
Not really.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Monty, welcome to the show. I'm so proud of you that I just can't believe you finally made it to Pittsburgh Sportsline. Tell me about this professional boxing career, will you?
It's a lot more fun than the amateurs getting paid as opposed to trophies and medals.
You mean when you get hit, at least you make money?
Exactly.
And then when you hit somebody, you get paid?
Same. Yep.
We all get hit. Even Muhammad Ali got hit, and he was pretty quick. And I know we've watched you in the amateurs. We were talking about when you lost, Smoking Jim and I would say, when you lost the headgear, that you'd be much better as a pro. How does that feel?
I can see better without the headgear, so that's a big relief.
Well, definitely, because you're trying to make money at it, and you had some success. Now, tell the folks what you've done.
Well, in the amateurs, I won the 2012 state championship. Also won the 2008 cadet championship when I was 16. And so far, I'm 4-0 as a professional.
You were pretty good back then, because I remember seeing you. It looks like you gained a few pounds and got taller, though.
Maybe a few inches, gained about 10 pounds. So.
What's your weight right now?
Right now, it's about 155.
Now, I heard you did a last-minute fight. You and the other competitor were last-minute guys. Now, to me, people like yourself stay in shape all the time, but not necessarily a fighting shape for that week. But I know you're competitive. So just to see both of you go into the ring, I wasn't there for the fights. I was in another neighborhood watching fights. But I got the reports about it and heard you won. So I'm very proud of that. How did you feel?
I felt amazing after weigh-ins. I was able to eat. But we have a saying in boxing, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So we took the fight at a moment's notice.
No, I know. And like I said, that's amazing in itself. Then you did win over a pretty competitive guy. There's no doubt about that. Were you up in class, too, with weight?
Actually, I had to lose weight and go down to meet him.
Okay, that's what I didn't hear. I knew there was either up weight or down weight. That's more impressive. Stop it. I usually don't get impressed.
Yeah, I mean, we did what we had to do to make the weight, and then we came out successful. We knew we had the tools to overcome.
I know that. You got them. How did it start? How did the fight start out?
Well, fight started out typical. We were filling each other out. Then after the first round, I really got into my groove and started to understand what kind of fighter he was. So I just used my movement. And so my trainer and mentor, Jimmy Savetic, he gave me the nickname The Magician. So I just used my movement. And
Jimmy comes up with some good nicknames. I can't always have him on the show because of the language he uses. He has no filter. And I said, this is a family show. And he says it's all about the kids. I said, I understand, but we do it on TV all over the place. Pittsburgh Sportsline's grown tremendously, and we appreciate it with people like yourself. Young men, when did you start?
I started in 2008. And then
how old were you?
I was 15, turning 16, when I met Jimmy Savetic. And
how did you meet him?
Well, I looked him up online, and boxing was recommended to me because I was always fighting on the streets. And so
I wanted to get that out because you're a positive influence with all the negativity that's out there today. You got bullying, you got all these other issues that are out there, and people just causing trouble. Maybe they have family problems and they want to take it out on others.
Yeah, absolutely. He gave me basically an outlet for all the stress and things that's going on in my life, so I turned it into something constructive.
Well, that's the other part that I wanted to bring this out with this young man. He's a great young man. Weren't you in the Navy too?
Yeah, currently I'm in the United States Navy Reserve.
I had to bring that out.
Yeah, absolutely. My job in the Navy is the title is Aviation Warfare Engineer.
Well, I thank you for your service. I appreciate that, and how you stay in shape, and you're actually helping other kids and people like Jimmy has for a century. I think he's 100 years old. So he does it. We'll be doing some Golden Gloves with him and filming it too. And I always enjoy watching you box and being on my show, finally.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure.
My pleasure. Take care. Good luck in all your future fights too. Victor, thanks for coming up here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And I know what you're doing, but please tell the folks about this aspect. We're not talking any business. We're talking boxing business, okay?
You got it. One of the things that we want to do, and this is very important to Monte as well, being his manager and having the team that we have, bringing Pittsburgh back to the forefront of boxing and having this as one of our meccas is going to be the essential ingredient in moving forward when you have a champion like Amante and Chet Grassie and Danny Conley in our corner. It's unstoppable. And we really have such an opportunity moving forward now because boxing is kind of,
It's growing. Let's not deny it. It's growing from what it's been. It isn't how I remember it in the 70s and 80s. Thousands would come out. Now when they get 1,000, 1,200, they go, that's a great show. And it is now.
It is.
We're looking for more. And I think you're the man to be a catalyst with it, with the positive energy and the team you've put together.
I appreciate it.
We'd like to help you more and maybe be involved in it, because look what we're growing. We're riding the wave, MMA, boxing, doing good things with the fighters, and they need that. We just helped a guy, Isaiah, who got bullied in Penn Hills. We celebrated his birthday. He was on my show last week. And he got a championship belt at the MMA fights 2 weeks ago. Pinnacle Fighting Championships, they did it. It's just amazing. And you should see such a nice young man battling cerebral palsy. and he's getting abused. And we're against bullying for anybody, animals, women, children, you name it. I'm outspoken on Pittsburgh Sportsline about it. I know you are too.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. We got some very big accomplishments to make, and everything we do, our team, slogan is we do things because it's the right thing to do, and we don't do them some of the time. We do them all the time, and that's what we got. We have champions in here.
Hold it. Don't hold those guys in the background. Bring them up with you. They can get up here. Come on.
Come on up. Come on, Chet. Dan.
Both of you.
Come on.
I can't hold back anymore. They got to come up here, all right? Plus, Danny, I've seen him fight over the years.
Great
Wanted him
fighter.
on my
Great
show.
Great fighter.
Now he's finally made it. Welcome aboard. Who do you want me to talk to first?
First, talk to Mr. Dan Conley, who has been not only a great amateur, had a great amateur career, but also a great professional career. And nothing could be more important than what he's doing with Amante, because not only is Danny known in Pittsburgh so well, but he's only one of very few that has fought on HBO, and he's done an unbelievable job in his career. And again, Jimmy Savetic was his coach too, so a lot to be said about their commitment.
Well, he's been coaching guys for 100 years. Look at him.
Maybe 200, but anyway.
No, not yet, because we don't want to exaggerate like he does, or say a poem or something.
But
please.
But talk to Danny. He's training Amante, and there's such a great connection and chemistry with them because they understand, and seamlessly they've been able to prepare in very short notice some great results. By the way, Amante was a unanimous decision. So on every card, he won every round.
Thanks for the update on that. I appreciate that.
One guy.
Oh, that's right. There was one. I'm sorry.
What are there, 5 judges, and they only take 3 of the judges?
That's right. That's right.
That's why I always wondered. All right, tell me the truth, Coach.
Every round on every judge's card except one. I don't know, the guy was sleeping or something, but one round. That's it. One. So it's 60-54, 60-54, 59-55. I don't know what that guy was looking at.
That's amazing. Now, just tell us when you got started in boxing.
I started with Jimmy when I was 11 years old.
Why?
I was getting in plenty of fights at school, and
you wanted to win.
Well, I was winning all the fights. They said, "You're beating him up now. You're going to beat him up right now."
Well, the reason I bring that up is Jimmy tells me all that. He talks about it's all about the kids, and they're not bad kids.
Always for the kids. That's been our motto since I was 11, and Jimmy lives by that.
No, I know, and that's why I like to bring it up. Like I said, I can't always have him on the show because of what he says and talks, and you understand that. You guys more than anything.
I'm watching my P's and Q's because he's rubbed off on all of us.
I know. We were talking there, and I heard a couple coming out, but you're excellent now. So you started when you were 11. Tell people with an amateur, do you remember the record you have, or can you tell me that?
I had over 300 amateur fights. I probably lost 40, 45 fights.
You're like a throwback boxer to the 30s, 40s, 50s. I know that. You're a workman there.
Well, I stayed in there as long as I did because I tried for the Olympics in '88, won the bronze medal. I was 3 fights in the Olympics in '88, and our goal was to get to the Olympics, and if you get to the Olympics, you're an instant millionaire. So we stuck around until '92.
Why wouldn't you?
We're in it to make money, that's for sure.
And then you become a pro.
And then I became a pro, and retired. I was 19-4 with 11 knockouts. Pretty good career.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
Fought on ESPN 5 times, but HBO. But more importantly, we're here tonight for a moment.
Well, I need a little history so other people know, because we're trying to grow boxing as we pass the torch to the younger generation. Now I can ask you about Amante.
Well, Jimmy actually passed Chet and I the torch.
This is what I know.
All right, he had said he let Chet wrap his hands. Jimmy did not go in the ring. Jimmy did hit me with the cane one time during the fight. I forgot to give Amante his mouthpiece. I sat down and I went like this. I shouldn't have this. So I tried to call time to give him his mouthpiece.
Just don't throw the towel in.
No. So they called time. I gave him his mouthpiece. I sat down and Jimmy looked at me and whacked me in the shin with a cane and goes,
twice.
I know he said something, but don't repeat what he said.
I can say it. He said professional my ass. So that's just a few.
That was okay, because that's like a donkey.
He whacked me in the cane in the shins and said professional my ass. So that's.
It looks like you recovered.
Oh, his daughter was picking on me on Facebook. Oh, he told everybody about it.
No, I heard that too.
Jimmy's daughter was my first girlfriend. We'll say it on TV right now.
We have true confessions on Pittsburgh Sportsline. Never been done before about this with Jimmy Savetic.
He considers me his son. So, and he was.
I'm not going to ask you any more questions.
He was trying to make me his son-in-law. That's the truth.
That's a great story, no doubt about it. And I appreciate what you're doing with Amani. I'm glad the torch is passed.
He is a good student, a good person. Everybody puts all these boxers, and it's always the bad, the bad, the bad. He's an example for every boxer out there.
And that's why you're on Pittsburgh Sportsline, finally. Yes. I just wanted that brought out, because you're doing great things.
I told Jim the other night, I said, all these years, and now Monte had to get me on the show. See that?
Well, he does this thing with Steel City Sports World. But that's once a month. We're just about every week. So I'm honored to have you guys here. Thanks for sharing your stories, too. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
All right, we got another one here. He's tired of being on his knee there. Chet, step up a little bit. Chet, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
When did you get involved in boxing?
1985 or 86, I started.
Were you a boxer?
Yeah.
What weight?
I fought anywhere between 156, 165, and 178.
Those are some tough fighting groups there that you mentioned. And what was your amateur record, if you want to say?
I was 48 and 24.
That's not bad. Did you go pro at all, or?
No, I didn't.
Have you stayed with boxing?
Yeah, I trained quite a few people since then, since I quit.
How do they get a hold of you for boxing? You and Dan. I didn't know if Dan's in charge of this or not, so that's why you notice I didn't ask that question. Only Chet, since now he's in charge.
Usually word of mouth, that's all. Danny and I kind of have quite a reputation around this area.
I know you do. That's why I wanted you guys on the show. I keep getting Vic, who's super, but I want some of these guys that have been in the ring.
One thing about Chet, and both Danny and Chet had another great teacher, Spacky DeLeo, who's a legend. And Spacky showed Chet how to wrap hands and many other things. So Chet works on the corner. He can do that. He's a cut man. And we do have one of the best teams, and they have one of the best teachers in Spacky DeLeo. So he needs acknowledged as well. He's a great guy. Well, and he passed away, of course, but he was a tremendous man. So
thanks for giving these little anecdotes and history, because I love that stuff. And now I hear he wraps hands.
Yeah, I'd learned from Spack. He was the best at it.
And look, Amani's winning. You must have wrapped those hands nice. He shook my hand, and I'm hurting a little bit.
Yeah, I try to do my best for him.
Well, you guys are. What do you think about a young man like him?
I actually think he has some talent. I think he's going to make waves in this game, and waves sooner rather than later.
Well, I can't wait. I know he's going to be going to bigger and better things. There's no doubt in my mind. I could see the potential, and now you got even more good karma from Pittsburgh Sportsline. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Vince Ornato, welcome to the show. Let me get this situated.
How you doing, Al?
I'm doing excellent. I couldn't be any better. I'm talking on Pittsburgh Sportsline with great people, and I have the best artist I know in Pittsburgh.
Well, thank you, Al. You're the second best talk show host I know.
You know what? That's an honor, because I wasn't on the map 5 years ago.
No, that's great. I'm friends with Michael Bartley, so I thought he's pretty good.
If he watches the show, kudos to him for being number one, because wasn't number two always trying harder?
Right. You
incentivized me.
Avis or her?
We're not mentioning cars. I'm talking people. What have you been doing tonight, my friend?
I've been doing a drawing of you and Smoking Jim here.
Put it on TV right now.
So we got...
Becky, you can take these photos with your camera, because...
We got Al covering his ears when...
It was only one. Here, wait. He exaggerated. I can't believe it.
Now, these are long-distance rapid drawings that I did from...
You know what? That's excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Who else did you get? Whoa, I like this one.
That one's very good. This is... All right.
It's a snowstorm we had the other day.
That's right. This is... whoops.
Rick Barrica.
That's your first guest?
Yeah, Rick. He's awesome.
Rick's a big boy, I noticed. So.
And he's gone, so you could talk about him. But he watches our show.
God doesn't make junk, right?
Don't worry, he can get it. Vince actually lives on North Side here.
Yeah, I walked over.
I'm honored you walked and got your exercise today.
I appreciate that. This is the first young lady, I forget her name.
Smoking Jim will tell you.
Bree, and I put an I Love Jim necklace on her.
Oh, yeah. That's excellent. Very creative by Vince the artist.
And if you want, if you want to get these drawings to these folks, that's fine with me. So.
Who, Smoking Jim or me?
Anybody, doesn't matter. And this is the young boxer I was just talking to.
Amonte, he's right here.
He's very angular, so the way he's sitting and his body type.
That's what they say in the ring, because they don't hit him that often. He's angular. Whoa, whoa. Easy, Dan. He's going to make one of you, I think.
I like that nickname, the Magician. Whoever coined that, that's pretty good. I like.
Will you give that to him?
Yeah, sure.
Don't leave without it.
His trainer has huge shoulders, and now I don't know why. When I was drawing him, I thought of kind of a cement block with hair on it, and
that's the best compliment Vic's got in a caricature.
It is a compliment, and I think he knows it. You know. I think that's the last one I did. Anyway, I do.
You didn't get Dan.
I didn't get Dan.
Now he's going to throw darts at Amonte.
But I do care.
That is awesome. Tell them about how they get a hold of you, because he does parties, he does events, he's everywhere.
I do caricatures of all types of events: weddings, proms, parties, bar mitzvahs, everything. Anywhere people have faces. Go to idrawfaces.com, and it's idrawfaces.com. You can contact me through there. And I have a new show produced by Alan Levine on BP TV.
Are you serious?
The creative process with Vince Ornato, with a dynamite director, Dave Cable, who's fantastic, and Alan is actually producing it, and we have...
You even let me interview you. There's 2 great episodes.
And we did not prepare the questions. We winged it, and everyone likes it. I'm getting a lot of really good vibes from it, and it's about the process of creativity, how, and myself as an artist, what I go through in order to produce work and function as an artist, as well as we're moving kind of into the execution of...
Hey, you can tease them a little bit about it. Get ready to watch the 3rd show next month.
Yeah, the next month. We're doing one a month, at least for a year. We're pretty much doing it like that. And it's good stuff. It's for non-artists and beginners as well as professionals. So.
Well, I thank you for volunteering to be on our show tonight, and I also thank you for being on your own show, and you're going to be a major TV star very soon.
Well, I don't know about that, but you never know. You never know. Especially with this guy hustling and promoting. He truly is the talking machine. Hey,
all right, get off of here. My ego's getting too big. I got to duck down now. And my back's hurting. No, but thanks, Vince. And I love your caricatures from tonight. Just awesome.
Yeah, terrific. And I'll be giving them to the folks I drew if they would like them. So, sure. Okay, thanks for having me on. Thank you.
All right, Becky. I've been to one no BS marketing in my life, because I had told you guys I had a live show on Tuesday nights. I did it once, barely made it back. That was with Joanne Quinn Smith and the Hug-a-thon.
Right.
That's how far back.
Oh my God.
Nobody realized I had a TV show then that I had been doing over 6 months or so.
Yes.
And that's when I had started, 2011, October 11, 2011, and I met you guys in 2012. So.
Well, you know, people say consistency is one of the best things, so you are doing it with the show, so congrats on that. Most people just stop.
I understand, and when I went to your meeting, I dropped Dan Kennedy's name that I bought a lot of stuff over the years, because I said, what's this no BS marketing? It sounds familiar. And Joanne was like, you don't know Dan Kennedy? And I said yes.
Yeah, he's the marketing guru, and at the No BS meeting, we teach small business owners how to take their business to the next level through marketing and specifically direct response marketing. So we teach them how to take what they're already doing, because they're already successful in business owners, and then just bump it to the next level.
Exactly, and I like that. But what I brought you up here for is we had a promotion for the Hug-a-thon that I was in charge of. A night at the races that was actually a night at the Meadows with live races. I had us announced 3 times, if you notice, which is rare. You only get 1, but they told me I'm special, and you were there.
It was so fun, and such a great event, and such a great cause, too. And Joanne Quinn Smith is a rock star because she put all that together, and that was a lot.
She had a little assist from me.
A little assist from you and
Mary Pam.
Yep, Mary Pam.
And many others.
Yeah.
I don't take that away from anybody.
Yeah.
But I planted the seed, and she ran with it after she let me work at it.
Yeah, the best part about that event was when we got to go down in the winner's circle.
In a winner's circle, it's rare for most people. I had horses, so I was there many times.
Yeah, no, it was very cool. I still have that photo. It was really a fun.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was a great night.
It was, and that's the fun stuff with sports. Smokin' Jim and I do some shows at the Meadows Racing for the MSOA, Meadows Standardbred Owners Association.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with Heather Wilder. We've done 6 shows out there.
Oh, tell me next time. I'm coming down.
I know you will, and we may do an event out there like in the same rooms that we had, because I helped arrange that. You didn't know behind the scenes what happened.
I didn't know you were involved that much, but yeah, that's
And the
great.
flyer, I did the flyer.
Maybe you'll do a little something for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
Well, here's why I have you on here, because of partnerships. You said I do great work. Well, you saw me in action. We have to do something together and collaborate.
Yeah, that would.
And I'm serious this time.
That would be great. And what you don't know is in my home, I actually have a broadcast studio now with a TriCaster that we're like an ABC, NBC. So you can come up there and do a little broadcasting from there too.
I didn't know that, but we actually get paid as entertainers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can afford that. We're reasonable. We do a 1-hour show.
That's good.
We travel, but we also like to eat.
Yeah, well, I'll feed you if you come over.
Okay, but we take money. I told him we're mercenaries. If you negotiate with him, I can't go.
Okay, well, we'll hook you up.
I appreciate it. Becky, it's a pleasure, and good luck to you in all you do.
Yeah, thanks, Alan. Nice. This is a great event.
Thank you. All right, Smokin' Jim, thanks for working on the camera there with the guests. I appreciate it. We're going to be closing this show out. What do you have to say, my friend?
Hey, that's one of the best shows I've ever seen. Pittsburgh Sportsline, it was great. Everybody came out, and we had a variety of different guests, man. I tell you what, man, this is going to be much CTV, for real.
Thank you very much, buddy. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight when it looked like a monsoon earlier. It was in the 50s, so there was no snow. We would have never had the show with all that snow possibility. But spring is here. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. I want to thank Bethel Park for letting us venture out everywhere. Dave Cable for helping me to set this show up without a camera person. Hope you enjoy the show. And we'll see you next time here on the 25th. We'll be back on the 25th here at 6:30 to 7:30, our new time. So get ready to celebrate with us. More sports. We'll have more Penguin talk, Pirate talk, you name it. It'll be on Pittsburgh Sportsline. And I want all of you to stay Joey strong.